Hello and welcome to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck. I'm a mom and a wife. And in 2021, I'm hoping you're looking through the same lens that I'm looking at, looking through, and seeing yourself as the best version of who you can possibly be today, tomorrow, and thereafter. So, how are we all doing on Sunday, July 11th, 2021? There's a lot of magnificent energy in today's energy. We're going to get into that in just a moment, but I do want to remind you to share, like, and comment as there is a raffle giveaway at the end of the show. But you got to share, like, and comment to be able to at least be in it to win it. Want to give a shout out to all of my advertising sponsors, and there is a flyer, so should you not keep up with me with all of them, there's a flyer that you could check out. We're going to start off with Gail Nicholson, who's our resilience coach, metaphysical practitioner, and the host of the Three Crones and the Woo Woo. Their show takes place every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It's live. If you haven't caught it, go ahead and check it out. And for that matter, check out my radio show from last Wednesday because I had the Three Crones and the Woo Woo on. It was an amazing show. Let's move on. Then we have Kendrick Greer, who's our astrologer. You definitely want to reach out to him, get that astrology reading, find out what's going on. After all, we're in the 7th month of 2021. And if you haven't had a reading yet, it's never too late to get one. CJ Ives Lopez, she's the host of The Author's Porch, and she has this amazing magazine that's actually launching this week, and she's always looking for writers, advertising sponsors, whatever it is to be part of the magazine. Connect with her so you can get out there, get your brand seen, and get your wisdom put out there. There we go. Then we have Joe Monkman. He is a shamanic healing practitioner and wellness advocate. He's been on the show, what was it, like 3-4 weeks ago? Definitely want to check him out too. He does some amazing healing work. And I do believe he has a current special going on, so you do want to reach out with him. And, excuse me, our other advertising sponsor, which is our actual guests for the day, 2 of them for that matter, we have Natad Barberi. He is the CEO, actually the founder of the Mystic Warrior Academy. And our volunteer for today is Nick Rafter. He is our real estate agent, writer, editor, and journalist. So again, if you have that article, that book, whatever it is that you want to get published, reach out to Nick for that. So now that we got pretty much all the important stuff out of the way, at least for now, that is, let me see, what else do we want to chat about? Again, if you've missed any episodes, you can catch us on YouTube and Roku. If you missed any episodes, last week's episode was amazing. I had Gail Nicholson and Paula Tingling on in reference to the follow-up of the emotional freedom technique. And it's definitely a modality that you can definitely do on your own. But as I always say, the best way to do healing is when you have a coach, a healer, mentor of some sort. And you definitely want to reach out to Gail Nicholson to tap into those tapping points so you can really begin to release whatever sits in your issues that you're having a challenging time getting rid of. And when we think about getting rid of, think about this energy, July 11, 2021. There's 2 amazing things that's going on in today's energy. One, we are literally smack in the new moon energy of Cancer. New moon energy started on July 9th. We're still feeling it. And it's in Cancer energy, which is all about our families at home, nurturing oneself, and the connection we have with our mother. That's the 4th house energy. It's a new moon, which means it's time to set a new intention. And with all the retrogrades we have going on right now, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune, those planets, those retrogrades for that matter, are there to help us create this new energy that we're looking to create. So anything that has been stagnant, anything that has dust on it, anything that hasn't been moved in, whether it's a month, 3 months, 6 months, it's time to literally pick it up and get rid of it. This way here, you can make that space for whatever it is you want to bring in. And remember, it's not about waiting to have it to bring it in. It's really about setting up the space. So letting things go so you can make the space for what you want to bring in. So for example, a perfect example for those of you out there who's looking to get a new job, but you have that mindset that, oh, I have to have the new job first before I walk away from the current job. Wrong way of going about that. That can actually sabotage you and prevent you from getting the new job. So my suggestion, if you've never heard it before, you're hearing it here now, is to let go of the job that does not serve you anymore. So if you are not feeling energized when you go to work, or you're not feeling appreciated, or you're not getting the raise you're looking for, or that job is just not serving your highest purpose, it's time to let it go and allow yourself to clear that space, and then call in that new job, or very easily the universe will help you, which is really powerful. And that's what this amazing new moon energy is about. It's about setting those new intentions and creating the very thing you want to have in your life right now. And those four planets in retrograde is going to help you. It's going to help you. And when we think about it, by the end of this year, we will have had every planet there is to go retrograde. The last planet that's going to go retrograde, and that will take place in August, will be Uranus. And I always say Uranus is the planet of midlife crisis. And if any of you know anything about a midlife crisis means that everything is going to be literally uplifted from you, uprooted from you, and pulled literally from the root and pulled right out, whether you decide to do it or not. That's where Uranus plays a huge role. And that's what these other retrogrades are helping you to do. So utilize this amazing energy in the new moon to your most highest good. Now, the second amazing thing about today, for those of you who know anything about me, is today's a master number. It's the 11th. Now, in numerology, the number 11, as I said, a master number. It does not get taken down to a single digit. There's actually 3 numbers that do not get taken down to a single digit, and the reason why is because they're master numbers. They actually carry the same meaning of what it would be in a single digit, but they carry a much higher vibration and frequency. The number 11 carries the meaning of 2, which is all about our partnerships, our contracts, our relationships, our friendships. But the meaning that the 11 carries, the vibration that that carries, it's about mastering the partnerships, mastering the healing, mastering healing of partnerships. So what partnership, what contracts, what relationships do you need to work on today in this amazing energy on the 11th day? This is what this energy is going to help you do. It's going to help amplify the healing power within you to heal those relationships, whatever the relationship is. And that's what the energy of today is all about. Now, of course, when we take the month of July, which is the 7th energy, 7's about allowing us to sit quietly, go within, and even meditate for that matter. Meditate to visualize healing those partnerships you want to heal. Healing them in reference to starting a new chapter with the relationship, or healing them to the point where you can complete the karmic lessons, get into a space of forgiveness, and then they can separate, because that happens too. Some of our relationships are long-term, and they constantly continue to help us evolve into the version that we're supposed to be. And some of those relationships eventually do come to an end, and you part ways. So today's amazing energy is going to help you with all of that. And let's not forget the collective energy of 2021, which is a 5. So a lot of change. And that collective energy is for the entire year. And we're all feeling it. Every one of us are in a space of feeling and experiencing change going on somewhere, whether it's change in your immediate relationships, such as your personal life or your business, but there's definitely change taking place. And as mentioned, with all those amazing retrogrades, we have a lot of help helping us to transform and shift things around. So today's energy is a very powerful time to make those changes, to start visualizing what new things you would like to bring in regarding the relationships, the contracts, the partnerships that you have. Because we are still in that new moon energy, spend time journaling visualizing what it is you want to create. Because again, if no one's ever told you this, you are the creator to every experience that goes on in your life. And if there is something that's going on in your life and you're not liking it, remind yourself you created it so you can uncreate it. You can uncreate it. You are the master. You are the master healer to your own partnership. You are a partnership within yourself, and use this energy to do just that. Heal the relationship with yourself, and the relationships externally will start to heal as well. And you have the power within your own hands, your own mind, and your own vision. Create what it is you visualize. So, with all that being said, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I will have my two guests here. And I'm looking really forward to what's going to come through on this show today. I'll be right back.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Natan Bredbury. I'm a veteran, Kabbalist, mystic, coach, and spiritual mentor. I have been blessed to help many students on their spiritual journey over the last 20 years. I am currently the founder of the Mystic Warrior Academy, and what we're doing is we're helping veterans heal from the inside out, overcome any sort of emotional trauma that they've been through. So if you're a veteran, a therapist, or a coach, and are interested in learning more about our program, you can contact us directly at info@mysticwarrioracademy.com. Blessings.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I do have my two guests here, but I'm not going to introduce them to you just yet because I do want to give you a little bit of insight based on all the energy that we are experiencing with the new moon. Today's the 11th day of the month. We're in July. There's a lot going on, so I want to help you with that one chakra to get you aligned. So we're going to do this really quickly so we don't spend too much time in the energy work, so we can go into the energy work. Interesting card. I say this all the time when this one shows up. It's family. It's family. So when we think about today's energy and the new moon being in Cancer, Cancer is all about the home and the family and nurturing and the relationship that we do have with our mother and those of us who show up as mothers. And even the guys here, we all have that motherly instincts. So family is playing a huge role today. So spending time with family might be a key thing. And healing, which is that heart center, healing whatever matters of the heart is connected to your family. The number is 1 and 5. So there's a new way of approaching your family, and there's lots of changes that are coming through. When you use this energy of the new moon, set those intentions, and you will have a different outcome with your family. So I'm hoping this resonates with each and every one of us and utilizing this amazing energy for our family. So with that being said, I would love for everybody to put their comments in. Let me know if that card resonates with you or not. And let me know how it does in reference to how you can use this new moon's energy to start changing whatever's going on in your family. So I now have my two amazing guests who were here literally 2 months ago, April 11th, 2021. I actually looked the date up before coming on to make sure I had the date. And on April 11, 2021, if you did not get a chance to watch the show, please go over to Roku and watch it, or come back and watch on Strong Island Television, because on that particular day, Natad did a beautiful healing set, chi manipulation demonstration with Nick. And what we're going to be talking about today is the follow-up of that session. So I'm going to hand over the mic, so to speak, to Natad so he can just share a little bit about what the chi manipulation is, and then we're going to dive into that follow-up. So welcome, Nata, and how are you today?
I'm doing well, Joanne. Thank you. Thanks for having me on your show again. I really appreciate it. I'm very glad to be here. Yeah, so it's hard to believe it's been 2 months. Oh my goodness. The time is flying by for sure.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, and just to refresh our viewers, in terms of chi manipulation, basically what it is, we each have this life force energy, right? If you've ever seen Star Wars, you know about the Force, right? They're always talking about the Force. Well, that force is life force, right? It's all around us. It flows through us. I learned. Oh, I don't know, some time ago, I had the ability to help heal others through manipulation of this force. I'm able to see the astral body and then get in and start working. So that's what we did last time with Nick, and so now we're following up to check up on you and see. It's been 2 months. How are you feeling?
Good. One of the things that Joanne and I have been talking about the last few weeks is how I've, for the first time in a long time, began noticing patterns that repeated in my life and stopped repeating those patterns.
That's good.
Specifically, I was talking about a new job that I started this month, and I noticed some mistakes that I've made in new jobs in the past, notably like not asking for help or taking on too much work and then face planting in the first 2 weeks. And I became aware of that and avoided that this time. And so that's just one example. But then other examples where I've noticed that past patterns have stopped repeating, and that I've become aware of them or warned about them, like you're about to repeat this pattern again. And I've shifted and altered so that I don't repeat them again.
That's amazing. That's great. Now, if I recall correctly, and again, it's been a couple months, but you mentioned at the time in terms of, like, there were a lot of things that I noticed that were blocked, right? So have you noticed an increase in things like your decision making? And have you noticed really any sort of physical changes? I remember you were having some physical issues going on.
Yeah, I've noticed that I've been able to sort of pinpoint any health or physical problems I've had and correct them fast. So, I've had situations where I feel like I'm on the verge of getting sick or the verge of something happening, and I've either shifted my diet or done something with drink more vitamin C, or do these things, drink more water, do something that would fend off it getting worse, and then finding it correct pretty quickly. So I've noticed that. I've noticed that I've been sleeping better and thus have had more energy while I'm awake. I've always had some problem of, like, I would get progressively tired during the course of the day, and that hasn't really been a problem. And I've also noticed in my decision making too, I've been less worried. Sometimes I become indecisive because I question any decision that I make. So if it's just for an example, if it's eating oranges or apples, I'll sit there and go, all right, well, I want an orange today. And then right before I peel the orange, I'll go, here are the 50 reasons why I shouldn't eat this orange. And then go to eat the apple. And then right before I'm about to eat the apple, do it again. Mm-hmm. And I found myself not doing that anymore, where I make a decision and I stick to it, and I don't question it. I just kind of like let myself make it, and then, I will obviously weigh pros and cons before I make them, but I won't question it once I've made it. And that's led to me being a lot less indecisive. And one of the things that it's done as a result of that is I got a new job. I think that, if I didn't decide to just submit for that job, I probably would have sat there and questioned whether it was a right move for 5 days, and then the job posting would come down. And I've done that before. And so I just submitted for it and said, I'm just going to go ride through it and then figure it out, you know, ask myself, sort of do that question of this is really what you want. And one of the things that came out of that is, you know, they hired me on a freelance basis for a time being because one of my concerns was was switching to a new full-time job
Sure.
while I'm still having stuff to do with my current job.
Right.
And so I was able to get them to hire me kind of on a freelance basis for a time while I completed the tasks of my other job. And then we could see if we go full-time after that. And that was incredibly useful because all those concerns that would have kept me from applying for that job, you know, were suddenly gone. So, so that's one of the other biggest things that I've noticed is that I've done less of questioning my own decisions and more of just following through with what I feel like I'm being told.
Sure. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. So it sounds like it's had some major impact and some big ramifications.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I definitely noticed the shift. I think there's little like side things that I've noticed about, you know, I feel like I can see better. My vision's better. You know, I don't know what's about that, but I feel like my vision's better. I didn't have allergies this year, which was really bizarre because I've always had allergies. I even had them last year when we were in lockdown.
Right.
You know, and I had none. And I sat around all spring going, any day now, you know, and by this point, by July, I would have had them already.
Right.
You know,
Let's not call them in.
Right. I wanted to point that out, that like the time frame in which I usually get the bad spring allergies are over by now. But I didn't get them at all this year. And you know, I didn't want to like tempt fate by pointing it out to people, but you know, that was something that I definitely noticed because I had all the Claritins and the lemons and the teas and everything ready to go for when my allergies hit me. Because I actually had really bad allergies last year. And which was weird because we were mostly inside.
Right.
You know, and so like May and June of last year, I was just like, you know, I have, my worst thing is my eyes get watery and I can't really see.
Yep.
And I got hit by that hard last year. And, you know, this year, nothing at all.
That is awesome. That's absolutely awesome to hear.
Yeah. And what I want to do is I want to bring to the viewers' attention, if Natar doesn't mind, in reference to the metaphysical process, in reference to Nick's whole allergy thing with his eyes, and where he said before that he's able to see better. Metaphysically, our eyes are about what we're seeing or what we're not seeing. And when we think about the allergies, metaphysically, allergies is what is it we're trying to keep away from? You know, what we're allergic to, so we're trying to stay away from. And maybe for Nick's last year's energy, it was all the thing that was actually going on where in his psyche, there was things that he was being forced to stay away from. So his body was sort of reactivating or recalibrating the fact that these things are no longer going to be in his life at the time. And then this year, with the work that he's been doing with you, Todd, has helped him like be able to see things in a much clearer perspective, right, where he's able to see better, where he feels like his vision has actually improved due to the fact that he's seeing things in a very different light. And I think that that helps out in regards to what he's experiencing to what he's not experiencing, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and it's interesting. On that note, I was thinking earlier, Nick, where you were describing it to me, just your sense of awareness, right? And what you're able to, as Joanne put, now you're able to see. You're able to see things more clearly, respond to them faster, right? So that's huge, right? That's a big part of growth and evolution, is being able to get to that point where you become more aware of what's going on, and then you're better able to make good decisions based on that.
Yeah, and with him being able to make better decisions, he's able to shift right away. Like as he was saying about the apple and the orange, you know, did he want the apple? Did he want the orange? Where he made the decision about, let's say, well, okay, I'm going to have the orange, and then within minutes of getting it, he changed to apples. again, being able to have that ability to make that decision or shift decision very quickly, which goes again with being able to focus, which back to the eyes. He's able to focus. He's more attuned to what he wants and what he doesn't want, which is very helpful in reference to him getting the job that he just said
Good
he
job.
got.
Yeah.
So, again, congratulations, Nick, on your new job.
And then having it also work in the way that I wanted it to work, where I could work freelance, I could work remotely, I could still do my other stuff, my real estate on the side. That was something that I wouldn't even dare have asked for 5 years ago. I wouldn't have thought that I could ask for 5 years ago. But I felt that I had nothing to really lose by asking for that, and it worked because it was basically a matter of trusting the process, knowing that if it worked out, it would have been because that's how it's supposed to work out, and not being afraid to sort of like go where my instinct is telling me to go, because my instinct told me that. Like, it really did say, and it was funny that this happened because I've applied for hundreds of jobs, people call you back, and I knew that when I submitted this one, somehow I knew I was going to get a call back, and I did, and I remember sort of saying to myself, no, I'm gonna do the interview. I'll do the interview. I'll take the job if they give it to me. What do I want? Well, I really want to do it on a freelance basis until I, get through my real estate stuff. My conscious mind was saying, oh, they'll never allow you to do that. My instinct was saying, well, ask for it because, you might get that. And so I had that plan going in. And the funny thing is, I didn't even really have a chance to ask. It was offered to me that way. So, and I remember I was sitting in a Zoom interview like this, and the owner said that to me. She goes, I think that this might work if we brought you on a freelance basis. And I sat there thinking, I didn't want to smirk because I was, but in my inside, I'm going, I can hear my subconscious, my instinct going, can I tell you? Like, that was in there, that she read what I was thinking. And so that has been extremely helpful. And, a lot of sort of past fears and limitations have started to disappear over that, and other things too. So that was the primary experience. That's really what I want to talk about. I wanted to mention in this, but I've noticed in other aspects too.
I mean, there's really nothing more life changing than being able to make a solid decision, get the job you want, how you want it, right? Like that's huge.
Yeah, and it's something that was always told was not realistic. Kind of the narrative that was sold was, you don't have control over that. And, and for a long time, I felt that way, where it was, I would get myself into jams simply by being too afraid to ask for what I don't want to say want, but want and need. Sure. Those are the two things. What would make me thrive? What would allow me to thrive? Because I was brought up to believe that that's not how the world works. The world works. You are told what to do, and you do it, and then you're thankful for the opportunity that you can. And that's kind of how it was sort of made to me.
Yep.
But I found myself over and over again getting myself into jams because I just did not ask or wish or I don't know what the word you use, Joanne, that you always used to mean, to make happen what I want, to manifest. That's the word you're using. Manifest what I want and need. And because of that, I didn't get it. And because of that, I say the same failures over and over again.
Sure.
And so, now I'm noticing that I'm able to sort of trust in my decision making, trust that if something's meant to be, I can manifest it, and then accept when it doesn't, and then and so that's been helpful. And I've noticed that, like, now I have a weird instinct about the next 6 to 12 months that is, so positive that my cynical side is going, this seems very unrealistic. Like I have that kind of feeling, and that feeling has helped me. My light just went out too, which is weird. I don't know. That's something that.
Yeah, that's a sign in itself.
So that I feel very positive about the the foreseeable future, and my cynical side isn't used to it. And I really think it has a lot to do with the new way of thinking that I have, and the new and getting rid of those limitations and limited beliefs that haven't served me.
Yes, yeah. And I think too, again, for the viewers, based on what Nick has experienced, a couple of things here. It's empowering to know that Nick has the ability to create the very desire he wants to have, and also recognizing that if for whatever the reasons are that it didn't work to what he wanted, recognizing that there's a reason why it doesn't work. And it's not that it doesn't work because it's not meant for you. Sometimes it doesn't work because there's something else that's better for you, that if you chose it the way you wanted, the other opportunity would not have an opportunity to show up. And we always want to think of it in that way. It's not like, oh, well, this wasn't for me. No, it was for you. It's just that there's a higher purpose to whatever it is, should it not show up the way we visualize it. Because sometimes, I mean, we visualize a certain way, but then the universe has a much bigger way for that particular situation to actually unfold.
Yeah.
But with Nick having the ability to feel empowered to know that he created the very job that he's been wanting to do. I mean, he's a freelance writer, and you know, this is something he's wanted to do. Is that correct, Nick?
Yeah, this is something that we've talked about it too, and I've said, one of the things that I remember saying 6-8 months ago was, oh, no one's going to pay for someone to write for them freelance. And there was a moment, I think, after the last show where, and there was a lot of other work going on too, at the same time,
Of course.
where I said to myself, well, then, you're telling yourself that no one's paying. Maybe somebody will. Maybe that's what. And I instead of feeling sorry for myself that I have a skill that no one's willing to pay for, I went out and found somebody willing to do it. And
Exactly.
it took several months. I mean, it wasn't like it happened the next day, but
Sure.
I was basically, and I feel like I was able to create it because they weren't hiring a freelance writer. They were hiring a full-time, writer at not a great salary. And I'm the one who basically made them go, okay, we have to pay you more than we're offering. Okay, we have to make this freelance because we need you on the staff. And so that was something that I really feel like, I hate using the word I because it sounds arrogant, but I manifested that.
You're allowed to use the word I, because you did.
I
Own it.
in basically making, sort of telekinetically maybe convincing her that the best way that A, I was the person she wanted on the staff, and B, the best way to make this happen is to bring him on freelance. And so in that ability, and then the other thing that was interesting is I had, they asked for references, and I had a couple of my former staff, former colleagues give references. And one of them was so good that she actually read it out in a Zoom meeting like this. And then after like day 3, I was on the job. She was like, you were really living up to your references. And so I think also that I managed to get like the right people to give you the references too, And so in many ways, just the way everything could have came together, would have been completely unbelievable to me a year ago. Like if you go back last July and tell me this is how it was going to play out, I would have told you you're nuts. Like I just don't believe it.
Now, from my point of view, what Nick has done is he literally visualized, believed, and manifested this amazing opportunity, and that everything, as I like to say, the universe was working behind the scenes to bring all the right people in to put this together. And I'm a firm believer that one can, and here we have Nick confirming it, one can really create their own job, their own career, by just putting it out there and saying, this is what I want to do. And then the universe really hears it and says, all right, well, this is what you want to do. Let's create this for him. And that's what Nick actually did. So Nick is living proof today that anyone, because we're all very much like Nick, anyone can create the career, the job, whatever it is, whether it's a part-time position, a full-time position, and they can create it because it can. It doesn't have to be one of those things that you go onto the, I don't even know what the hell they call it, when you're looking for a job, you know, and you're applying for different jobs, and you're just not finding what you're looking for. Well, put the energy out there, and before you know it, such as with Nick, they'll come looking for him. So I think it's amazing. Natal, what do you have to say about all of that?
You know, I think for the most part, I'm a little awestruck, right? Because it goes beyond any sort of physical level of healing, right? I mean, it's basically what I'm seeing, and Nick, what you're telling me is the effect of clearing those blockages and manipulating that chi, and right, like all that work that I did um, with you a couple months ago, it cleared up all sorts of things, right? And just the I guess we can call it the ripple effect, right? Okay, so we did this one thing, but look at all the different ripples that happen throughout your life, right? And the things that it affected. And as you mentioned, right, some of the other work you did, and I imagine to get to the point where you are, you've done quite a bit amount of personal work, right? And a lot of work on self development. So um, it's just I'm kind of laughing because it's pretty awesome. It's really really awesome to see and hear um, how your life is now. Here we are 2 months later. It's like drastically shifted.
There was the original changes, the ones that I think we even talked about that day, which was the breathing getting
Right.
better, and then there was like stuff like, not to be TMI, but going to the bathroom. You know, that was easier, and so that was like the obvious physical stuff, you know. But I also think that had an effect because breathe. My improvement in breathing led to the better sleep, which led to me having more energy, which led to me, you know, going out and finding a better job. You know, so that kind of stuff sort of has its own, what you say, ripple effect, I think.
And when you think about breathing, I mean, reality, the breathing is essential to living. And because you're able to literally breathe better at nighttime and sleep better, you're more motivated and disciplined and focused during the daytime. That helps you to make the better decisions, which led you into this outrageous shift in energy that's leading you into this new opportunity in your career. So I mean, yeah, it really does stem from the physical components where you're breathing better and you're literally living better. Would you agree to that, Nick?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot more improvement to come. So we might have to revisit this in like 5 months, but um, yeah, I mean, there's still a lot more changes that will need to be made. You know, so I won't say that I'm like it's a 180. It's more like a 70 degrees. But
Exactly. And
but
I'm
the
sure,
fact is there.
exactly.
That is there now for
Exactly.
months.
Exactly. Well, I think, and I'm sure Natai will agree, that when we are in the process of shifting and transforming, you're always going to be in that evolving. In fact, Natai and I speak about this all the time off camera on, you know, when we both think, oh, we're right where we need to be. And it's like, oh, there's more to this. And there's always going to be another layer. Correct, Natai?
Oh, there is always another layer, right? And so it's interesting you mentioned that because you know one of the things I've been exploring lately is I call it the journey into the self, right? So emotions and feelings and you know things of that nature. And so you know one of the things I've learned, speaking about layers, right, is that your emotions come in layers, right? So there's the initial surface level emotion that you're feeling and experiencing. Um, that's never actually the issue, right? And so you have to go to another layer, and sometimes you got to go another layer under that, right? And keep going until you work down and you get to the root issue, and you're like, oh,
Yes.
and that's where you hit it, right? It's that oh moment where you hit that level of that subconscious programming that you mentioned, Nick, right? Where okay, so now I'm becoming more aware of some of the subconscious programming, and um, now that I'm aware of it, okay, now it's conscious and I can start reprogramming, right? So, yeah, there's always another layer, right?
Yes.
There's always going to be
Yes.
another.
As there is always another layer here in our show, which means we have to take a commercial break. But before we do that, Todd, let our viewers know how they can reach you.
Absolutely. So a couple different ways to reach me. You can reach me either at info@mysticwarrioracademy.com, www.mysticwarrioracademy.com, or personally at natanbradbury.me.
Excellent. And Nick, let them know how they can reach you.
My website, nickrafterwrites.com. You can reach me there, or you can by email at nickrafter, NICKRAFTER @gmail.com.
Awesome. Awesome. So with that being said, we're going to take that quick commercial break and we'll be back shortly.
Hey guys, welcome. We are back on the Alter Sports. I am so excited to be here with my co-host Anastasia. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am good. It's so good to see you again. We don't get to see each other very often. We might have to do this every week, right? Tonight we are also talking with, we've got
When you open yourself up to actual energy work, makes that recovery progress so much faster. That recovery is possible. You do not have to live as a victim until your last days. You have unbelievable strength, and I know that because you're still here. Do you want to create something completely unrecognizable with your life? I can show you how.
Hello, my name is Nick Rafter, journalist, writer, editor. I'm happy to be offering copy editing and line editing services at competitive industry rates. If you have a book or any document that needs to be edited and thoroughly looked through, please contact me at nickrafter@gmail.com. Let's discuss how to get that work done. That's Nick Rafter, NICKRAFTER, @gmail.com. I hope to hear from you soon.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, and I have my two amazing guests here. I have Todd Bradbury, who is the founder of I always get it confused. I need my notes. Oh my God. He's the founder of the Mystic Warrior Academy. And then we also have our volunteer, Nick Rafter, who is our writer, editor, and real estate agent and journalist, of course. So we were just chatting about the amazing chi manipulation session that took place back in April and how much progress Nick has made since that session, that Nick has this brand new job that he has literally manifested exactly the way he wants to do the job. Now, if you've missed out on all of this, you're definitely going to have to go back and watch, either come back and watch on Strong Island Television or check us out on Roku or YouTube. But you're definitely going to want to come back and watch. But stay here with us now. And remember, for those of you who are watching, share, like, and comment. This way here you get an opportunity to win this week's raffle. So, Todd, if you can share a tip for our viewers regarding how they can possibly activate some of this energy for themselves, if that's even possible.
Well, it's very interesting. During the break, I was thinking, well, first, you don't have to be a Jedi Master, right, to use the Force. It's already within you, right? And so, in terms of tapping into that, I would really say it for a tip. Become aware, right? So increase your levels of awareness. As you're experiencing different feelings and emotions as they come up, stop and sit with them for a little while, right? And so oftentimes in life, we're going through things and we want to avoid them, right? Especially if it's painful, painful experience, painful memories, things like that. We'll try to avoid them. Instead of avoiding with them, sit with them and start exploring.
Excellent. I love that. Yes. becoming aware is always key, especially when things show up on a physical level. What we're feeling. Whether we're not going to the bathroom. I always believe that when constipation shows up, that's a real sure sign that something's not moving externally, which is why it's showing up physically.
Right.
So yeah. So Nick, what would be one tip as the volunteer who participated in all of this and received all these this I'm going to use the word new life, so to speak. You got this new career, you created it exactly how you wanted it, you visualize it to be, life is going awesome for you. So what is that one tip that you could provide the viewers so they too can be just as magnificent and magical as you were?
The one thing that keeps striking my mind is that you keep in mind that you are deserving of fair treatment. Because I think the thing that struck me is that there are things that I didn't believe that I deserved. Like, for example, help in a new job that I definitely deserved and was taught that I didn't. And I think people need to really remind themselves that they are deserving of happiness, deserving of, equal treatment. They're not. You If you want something, you have a right to want something. You have a right to have a desire for something. And so don't let anyone tell you you can't do something. Because one of the things I will say that struck me too is that I'm not going to say which relative it was, but I told a relative what the job was offering me, which not it is a decent amount, but not like astronomical. And she said to me, "What are you kidding? You can't ask for that much money." And I looked at her like,
You can and you did.
what? you know. And so that's kind of the mindset that I grew up with was you can't ask for a salary, you take whatever you're given to you. And so I think a lot of people have sort of been raised that way, and that I think that is kind of a societal problem, is that people are not willing to ask for what they deserve because they feel like it's arrogant and it's narcissistic to do so. And so I think that there's within reason, obviously, but I think people need to sort of have faith in what they want and feel like they deserve and ask for it. You might not get it, but at least ask for it.
Exactly. And I think too, for you, Nick, I think you definitely had the universal forces in your power, in your hands. I mean, when we think about the deserving and being able to ask for what you desire versus, as you said, your relative said, you're not supposed to ask for a specific income. Well, that's an old belief. And it's time to let go of that old belief, because you can sit in an interview and say to them, this is the salary I'm looking to make.
This is what I
Are
want.
you able to give that to me? And have that ability, have the confidence to speak that out. So yeah, I definitely do believe you have and had the forces, between all the retrogrades that's going on. You've definitely let go of a lot of old habits, beliefs, and patterns and programming to lead you into the space of saying, you know what, this is the income I want. I'm going to present it. What's the worst thing they're going to do? Say no? Or what's the best thing they're going to do? They're going to say, sure, we're going to match that for you. And you got it. You got it. So I think that's awesome. So thank you for sharing that. So I think that's amazing. So with all of that being said, Natai, let our viewers know how they can reach you one last time, because I'm sure with all that's happening with Nick right now, you're going to have a line of people knocking down at your door because they're like, wait a minute, I want that great career. I want all these shifts to happen. And with all the energy that's going on right now, it's definitely in every one of ours DNA to have the exact thing they are desiring and craving for, that they don't have to stay or settle just because they've been told you're not supposed to do that. Those are old beliefs. So let them know how they can reach you one last time.
Yeah, absolutely. So my email is info@mysticwarrioracademy.com. Main website is www.mysticwarrioracademy.com, and then my personal site is natanbradbury.me.
Thank you. And Nick, for our viewers who's looking to reach out to you, whether they want you to edit an article, put together a book for them, find them an apartment or a home, or just get some advice from you based on your amazing progress that's been going on. Let them know how they can reach you.
Yeah, you can reach me at Nick Rafter, NICKRAFTER @gmail.com, or through my website, nickrafterwrites.com.
Excellent, excellent. And Todd, I don't know if you decided, would you like to be the one to give the raffle giveaway for this week?
Sure. So for the raffle giveaway, we'll do. I think last time we did a 15-minute chi healing session. This time we'll make it a 15-minute session, and we'll see what comes up.
Excellent, awesome, awesome. So yes, so anyone who's sharing, liking, and commenting today, you get an opportunity to possibly win that session. But you got to share, like, and comment. And when you share it, let me know that you've shared it, so I know that you've shared it. And talking about raffle winners, for last week's winner, we have an amazing, let's see, I think it was Gail who is giving an amazing session, a tarot card reading, and the lucky winner to that is Loredana Gaviano. I hope I said her last name right. So I will be reaching out to her should she not be watching live today with us. But Loredana Gaviano has won I believe it's a 90-minute or 60-minute tarot card reading with Gail Nicholson, who was our guest last week. With all that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to be coming back and giving you a whole slew of information. So go get that water, and we'll be right back.
Hi guys, I'm Kendrick Cortez Greer, personal astrologer and astrological counselor here in Brooklyn, New York. I've been an astrologer for over 23 years now, providing astrological readings, counseling sessions, workshops, and corporate events all throughout the tri-state area. I've been very blessed and lucky to have clients all throughout the United States and beyond. If you're interested in a reading that is warm, heartfelt, honest, and conducive to speaking to one of your best friends, please contact me at 917-863-7528. You can also email me at kendrickstar@gmail.com. That's Kendrick, STAR, @gmail.com. And for you Insta people, find me on Instagram at Kendrick Cortez Astrology. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Toodles.
Hi everyone, I'm Natan Bredbury. I'm a veteran, Kabbalist, mystic, coach, and spiritual mentor. I have been blessed to help many students on their spiritual journey over the last 20 years. I am currently the founder of the Mystic Warrior Academy, and what we're doing is we're helping veterans heal from the inside out, overcome any sort of emotional trauma that they've been through. So if you're a veteran, a therapist, or a coach, and are interested in learning more about our program, you can contact us directly at info@mysticwarrioracademy.com. Blessings.
Did you know that astrology and numerology influences your metabolism and weight? Hello, I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, student of astrology, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast Stack. And I help women and men by referral release issues from their tissues while releasing emotional weight and falling in love with themselves. As I witness the transformation of watching each client become the best version of who they are. To redeem your first discovery session at 10% off, email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I do look forward to helping you release your issues from your tissues and falling in love with yourself. Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. And if you are just tuning in with me, you're definitely going to want to come back and watch on Strong Island Television or Roku or YouTube, the replay, because today's episode was amazing. The results that Nick Rafter received while working with Natad during the chi manipulation demonstration was amazing. And I believe that if he was able to accomplish that, you can accomplish that as well, as long as you're willing to put in the work, because that's what it really comes down to. You can sit with a healer, they can guide you, they can support you, but unless you are willing to do the work on the outside, that's how you manifest it. So make sure you go back and watch today's show and any episodes you've missed beforehand. Now, there's a lot of fun stuff coming in. Something I've been doing a little new. I have a promotion going on. So any one of you who are interested in getting your flyer up here on the screen for more viewers to see you and get to know about what you do, here's an opportunity to do just that. All you need to do is email healingwithin76@gmail.com, and I will email all the information that's required of you for your flyer to show, which will be taking place right now, starting with Spirit Messages, which is from Joe Mockman. His Zoom session takes place every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All the information's on that flyer right there. Make sure you screenshot it or whatever you need to do to come join us on Wednesday night. Then we also have Intuition of the Soul. They have a Facebook group that offers so many amazing free services, such as monthly courses and weekly activities. One specific activity I've actually set in, which is on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where you actually get to practice reading. So whether you are a tarot card reader or someone like myself who does cosmic energy soul readings, definitely connect with Kitty for the Intuition of the Soul. Moving on, we have Alive Health Solutions. Are you frustrated with the lack of answers and programming? If so, connect with Gabriella. I'm going to skip her last name so I don't screw it up. She's a metaphysical, she's not a metaphysical, she's a medical intuitive. So connect with Alive Health Solutions. One of my other favorite flyers is Stacy Royal. She has this amazing program on Facebook. She does lives almost every night, sometimes twice a night, where it's all about the crystals ascensions. She carries and sells amazing crystal items, from crowns to necklaces to bracelets. You definitely want to connect with her. Her prices are amazing and wonderful, and this is a great time to get yourself some crystals. Moving on to The Brand in You by Lizette. Lizzie rather, not Lizette, Lizzie. You definitely want to connect with her as she creates. You can create trust, increase your value, and generate new customers. And then finally, The Author's Porch by CJ Ives Lopez. She has a magazine that's launching this week. Lots of opportunities to work with her. She also helps authors get their books out there. She helps you actually write your book as well. So there's so much that CJ Ives Lopez offers. So please connect with each and every one of our promotional guests here. I do look forward to having you and your flyer on our screen. So if you are somebody who's looking to promote a service, get your name out there, get in front of a much larger audience, please reach out at healingwithin76@gmail.com. I am looking forward to connecting with every one of you next Sunday, as I have an amazing guest that's coming back again. She's been here before, and our guest's name is Lisa, and she's the CEO and founder of A Healthful Life. She's going to be sharing with you how to jumpstart your workouts after not working out for the entire pandemic season. So you definitely want to tune in next Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and come meet Lisa if you haven't met her before. She is a returning guest. If you are interested in becoming a guest, again, email healingwithin76@gmail.com, and I'll give you all the information that is available to being a guest, to being an advertising sponsor, to being a flyer sponsor, whatever it is. There's something for everybody and in everybody's budget as well. All that being said, enjoy this new moon in Cancer. Enjoy the retrogrades that we got going on. Enjoy every single day. Know that today's moon is actually in Leo energy, which is connecting to Mars and Venus as well. So there's a lot of fun, playfulness, creativity, and a lot of action taking place. So make sure you are playing. Play, and be playful. All that being said, have yourself an amazing, awesome rest of the day. Bye-bye for now. Until next week.